This is Dr. Al with another version of Dr. Al's Photos and Poems. You're starting here with a newspaper shot that you can get by Google Access. The address that you can find it at, or if you'll just Google TRZECIAK 1957, and this is a newspaper photograph of a young man about to get a polio shot. He's obviously struggling with fear and doing his best to gut it out. He's being tough. He's doing what is expected of him. At the same time, he's agonizing. He's a 3-year-old boy, and so this is really a exercise in courage for him, and he's really struggling to do that, but he's managing to maintain control. He's got his teeth gritted, and I think he's going to make it. Now, we have a second shot here, which is a little more problematic. This young man is obviously in terror. He's having his photograph made. Probably about the same age as young Jeff that we had in the newspaper photograph. But if you look into his eyes, you look into his hands, this young man is terrified. But likewise, he's maintaining control. He's letting you can see his fear, but he's literally almost frozen in terror, and yet at the same time, he's managing to hold on and be whatever it is that is expected of him in that situation. Both boys represent figures of bravery rightly understood, not as the absence of fear, but not allowing it to master you. The first boy is undoubtedly trained, can't read my own writing here, by the image, but the final victory is his. If you look at that first boy's picture, he's kind of humorous there. The second is more troubling. There's almost a question in which you wonder, why is it that the parents couldn't take some time with this child and do something? And for that matter, once they got this image of this terrified child, why they decided to keep it over all the years. The first boy is kind of humorous. This is not humorous. This is almost on the verge of pain. Maybe somewhere in here there's a little terror of the unknown. And yet, somehow or another, the boy emerges at least victorious for this. So why keep the first one? It's a cute image. I cut it out of the paper years ago and subsequently have found it on the net. There's a name associated with it of a librarian in Pennsylvania somewhere, I think, and it might be him or it's daddy. I don't know. I've never been able to get a response from them. But it's still interesting to me, the differences in responses and what it tells us about what we expect, maybe particularly of young men, young boys, and the time at which we began to expect it. The poem says this, if you want to call this a poem: I will not be afraid. I will not. I will not cry. I will not. I will be brave. I will.